Hello, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me on this video, this training video about this next session. As you know, each of these lessons build upon the previous one. And the last one was about emotional behavioral therapy, really truly understanding, what's happening for me that I can look at and discover how I feel, what I'm thinking, how I feel, and how I'm reacting to my world, whether it be just with yourself, all alone in your apartment, or with your family, or with a crowd, or with the world. And, how we respond to the world in our emotional reaction determines the level of comfort and confidence and positivity that we then send outwards. So EBT is something that's going to take a little while to practice, having these worksheets and reviewing them and, just like checking in and using one as an example, like, oh, I remember when, something happened and my in-laws came over and it was a surprise and my house wasn't clean and I felt a mess. And you just practice this experience so that when you get to a real circumstance, you have a little bit of, reference as to where you're at. Am I a hot mess that I have unreasonable expectations of myself or others? And, I really need to balance that out with what the facts are and what my reasonable expectations would look like and tumble down through that process. And our goal is to get to sanctuary. So now we're in this next lesson, and this is another big one. And, we're building the skill set from clearing the clutter, emptying a closet, to a compliment sandwich, to a mental rehearsal, to EBT, and now to decoding body wisdom. So this concept is an invitation. It's not necessarily science and proven, yet it is an extraordinary consideration about what's going on for ourselves. So decoding body wisdom is an invitation to look at symptoms and ailments and illnesses, not just as, a disturbance, an imbalance in our body, but that the body, the physiological response our body is in, whether it be a headache or GI problems or muscle or joint pain, that is not only an illness, but information, a way that your body is trying to get your attention that something's not quite right. And if we go deeper and we ask ourselves, what am I missing? What is my unmet need? So an unmet need is a place where we are ignoring something that we deserve. And we do that based on our programming, our identity and beliefs. So for people who are caretakers, excuse me, or people pleasers, or people who really love control, that operate really well in efficiency and organization, when we're out of balance in those ways that we operate, illnesses can arise that are a physiological response to the fact that something else in our psyche is not in alignment. So for me, immediately when I'm out of alignment in my soulfulness, that I'm ignoring, I'm not paying attention to something I need, I get neck pain. So for someone else, it could be a headache, or it could be an upset stomach, or palpitations, or shortness of breath, or fatigue. And what that is, I mean, I'm not talking that decoding body wisdom is if you have a heart injury, and you are, you're in AFib, that's different than what we're talking about here. These symptoms that I'm talking about are flare-ups that the body is adding to your experience to get your attention. Now, sometimes though, diseases originate from many, 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 many years ago when we didn't start asking this question, what do I need? And over a long period of time, that symptom became a true disease. So there's philosophies about this. What we're doing here, though, is introducing the consideration that if you wake up in the morning and you have a headache, you were probably worried about something overnight. You were thinking something throughout the night that was worrisome or troubling, or not fitting well into your day, and you wake up with a headache. And so what we ask ourselves is, what is my unmet need? And this process is really to practice identifying, if I have this situation, either physically or emotionally, these are how I'm feeling. What could be underneath it that I'm ignoring? And the body is an amazing machine. It isn't just flesh and bone, we are a energetic computer of processes and analysis and outcomes, and it's just brilliant. So the worksheets that we're going to go through here in this module are kind of outside the box. And all I invite you to do here is to consider, is this possibly true? Because when we consider what my body is saying, how my body is feeling, excuse me, and then we go underneath and ask ourselves, where am I not taking care of myself? What am I ignoring? What do I need? And then step into that and find the support, name that idea, that need, find the support, embrace it, and watch to see the symptom, the illness, the ailment disappear, to recede, because you listened and you acted and you created the love, self-care that your body, both emotionally and physically, is inviting you to look at. Again, a challenging session, a lesson that is very much outside the box. And, if this doesn't resonate with you, you can check the boxes that say it doesn't, but please go through each of the questions and consider, what if this were true? What if, and if you're a young person and you don't have many ailments, there is, the emotion of anxiety, of worry, of not feeling good enough. Those emotional responses are related to confusion. Who am I? An unmet need. I don't feel like I belong. I don't feel loved. I don't feel safe. These are unmet needs, and it will present itself either in an emotional or physiological way. So first we look at the physical. I get in a car and I go to visit my friends, and my heart is racing before I get there, and I'm nervous about what I'm going to say or how they'll accept me. That is the body's emotional and physical response to the fact that you're uncertain. And confusion about what I need will escalate if we don't solve that, if we don't identify what do I need. And as an advocate, a life coach and your advocate, these are the things that we're going to work together in our Zoom call to kind of identify, not kind of, we're going to identify them. And I will hold space for you to go deep and consider what's missing. And then we create a plan of action that helps you anchor what you do need. So this is a broad stroke video about what is going on. The worksheets will move you through the process, and then in our Zoom call, we'll anchor and create the connection between symptom, unmet need, and resolution. So as I always say, at any point that you are, want some support, you can book an appointment with me. You can write me in a journal entry and I will respond. I always will respond to your worksheets, and that will help support what you're doing. So, and then we have our Zoom call, boom, where we process it all. So I hope this is helpful to you as you begin this journey through decoding body wisdom. And please reach out if you need to. And I'm happy to be here and support you in this process. And I hope you have a great time with this lesson, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much.